Hi there, Ron here of Variable Play, and welcome to another open game night.
Open. Great. No, that's Javi's thing. I'm sorry.
Happy
Hey,
New
Open
Year!
game night.
It's a
Happy New
brand
Year.
new year.
back. We're back,
So
We back.
boys.
it's a
We
brand
back.
new year to
Happy
game.
New Year. Happy
Hey,
2022.
hopefully,
Oh,
your 2022, despite all that surge thingy that's
oh
going
my
on,
goodness.
All
hopefully
that
you're
It
safe.
was a
hullabaloo. Oh my
very
goodness.
shaky, chaotic start, wasn't it? So
Right? So like
Pretty
right
much.
off
it's
the
like
gate,
a
like January 1.
let's go.
Boom, everybody go back to where we were like
Only
2 years ago.
Go back in.
mid-January
Go
and
back
we're
in.
already we're already locked up tighter than it was before. Oh my
Yeah, but
goodness.
so we hope that you guys are safe. At
Mm-hmm.
least if you're infected or you have the symptoms, at least you can take
Yeah.
care of yourself, take your meds, juice, water, whatever that you need to help you. Again,
Yes.
I'm Denmark.
I'm Keo.
Hey everyone.
And that's
So
that's 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 Ron.
I'm
That's
Ron.
Ron.
Oh
If you
man,
Cool.
guys have
hangover. All right.
forgotten already, just in
Hey, I
case.
missed I missed doing this. I was like,
I know.
how do we do this again?
I think we did. Well, I did one
I think
Just
you did one
mobile.
last week, right?
I did one last week because of the for the Larong Atin team.
Oh
So we
yes.
Cool.
kind of actually opened up because I was planning to run or sort of restart our show, like give us another week before we restarted. But
Mhm.
I realized Larong Atin only had one episode per month, so that will skip them the whole January,
So you have to go.
Get
all
January
the way
over
to
with.
Feb. So I'm like, okay.
Hey.
But it was a fun episode. If you guys didn't get to see that, we had this big list of games that we were looking forward to in
Mhm.
2022. The things that will be published, of course, in the Philippines. It will arrive
3 months to 6 months
2020.
later.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
Like
2024.
Spider-Man.
It's gonna be delayed,
Wait,
but
I still haven't seen Spider
we should have that
Man.
episode for this show. Things that games that we're looking forward to in 2022. Because I don't know about you guys, but you can mention this on the comments for those who are watching. But there was no must-have 2021 board game. In fact, board game
Hmm.
2021 was like meh. Okay, Dune. That's it.
No,
Marna.
there was a
Dune.
lot.
Dune.
Wait,
I think there
not
was a lot.
unlike
All right.
unlike a few years before where it's like everybody needs to have this game. Like everyone was really
Well,
dying to have that game. I didn't find any game
well, for I think
last year.
the same level of clamoring for a game is dramatically decreased by the ability to play that game. So I think,
Only
generally
lightning. Only
speaking,
lightning.
um, for most of the games that was out there, we always had that, you know, we had to think, should we buy this game? When do I get to play
Yeah,
it? And
right.
it kind of gets ranked down from all the rest of the available games in the market.
Hey Dwayne,
Hey, Dwayne.
like I like your jump shots all around over Bicol.
Yes, I'm, 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 I'm very jealous.
And I got
I
quoted.
want the Imperial ice cream.
Travel.
Oh, maybe there was this one game that everybody should have, or everybody was looking forward to. I think that was Sleeping Gods. But again, it's
Oh
it's gonna
yes.
be it's gonna be arriving here later than expected. So it's like maybe it's for 2022. But there you
Yeah,
go.
I
Fine,
think
I stand corrected.
yeah,
I correct my own
there were
self.
quite a few um that really sort of rose in the ranks. Um, of course, these were like middle 2021, 2022, so
Right.
it's a little bit
And
mushed up.
remember at the start of the year or earlier in 2021, there was this thing that happened with all the shipping. Where
Yes,
Oh yeah.
that
Who can
too,
forget
but
that
it
about
was
was
that?
also
My
it was also
Kickstarter.
yes.
that contributed, plus the crisis of the containers and how much
Mm-hmm.
the rates have gone up. So really, I think this might be the year, or maybe even next year, where it will start to stabilize again.
What is surprising, at least from what the and I think this is part of the reason why um, to the Philippines we're not as immersed to the peaks of 2021. A lot of the big hitters of 2021, a lot of the big top tens. You can look at the top tens or in BGG, like 7 or 8 of them is Kickstarter.
And
I
that's
think
another thing,
Mm,
right?
a big
mm.
chunk of the hotness um, for 2021
Cannot
were
be
all
bought on
coming from,
retail,
yeah, are not necessarily available in retail.
right?
A lot of the
People
driver
discovered.
for the people buying the games are coming from KS, which is, of course, to us, there's an extra deterrent because like, okay, I'm not sure. But then again, I have my own copy of Arc. Let me just flex.
Just
Let me
brag
just
about
flex
it.
my
You
hardbound
know, just
copy of Arc.
I have this copy that no one other has.
No, I think there's a
This
few more
obscure
people.
game.
This is not Scooby-Doo. This is made
Oh,
by
hey,
Bianca.
Art,
hey,
Art. I thought it was
that's an
Art. Seriously,
RPG
what's
created
the new game?
by one of our
Art.
own, right?
Yes,
What's her
yes,
name?
yes. It's made by Bianca. And this one
Bianca. There.
was shipped to me from UK or something. The postal code was like from UK. I'm not sure how that
Wow.
worked. Maybe the publisher is from UK. So
And
Bianca, if you
here,
can say how this came from
Understood.
there. But I was surprised that it actually arrived last year. I was expecting it to be still this year before it would arrive, but it arrived early. Super beautiful. And just to share, Bianca just posted that she has reached a certain level in let me just pull that up.
while you're
She
pulling
has
that up, this is what we were saying earlier on. Clint was repeating it, right? Top games in the US, they're on the way here on the Philippines. That's so
That'll be
true.
your 2022 games. The top 10 of last year.
Just around 20.
yes.
Plus, also, I
So
think the online
There you go.
platforms are helping out also. That's why some
mhm.
of the games are not bought because you can play it online. Anyway, you were saying about Arc?
Yes. So you Bianca just posted an Unpub PH. If you guys are not an aspiring designer, you can look that group up. And I just saw she posted. So she said you can now download my game and one of the polygons and Dice Breakers best indie games of 2021, Arc
Hmm.
Doom tabletop RPG for
Wow.
free
Wow.
Wow.
because over
Wow.
1,500 community copies have been unlocked. So because
Wow.
whenever you buy this, both on the digital and um,
Physical copy.
the commercial space,
Retail.
you can actually sort of donate as part of your
Mm.
how you when you buy it. So
Mhm.
so basically, there's 1,500 people that bought extra, and now because of that, um, it is now free for download.
That's
Look it
so
up.
cool. Thank you,
So this
1,500
includes,
people.
of course,
You're the best.
this is not the printed version.
It's not yet. Hey,
Mang-inggit lang.
let's try and see if
Mag-flex
we can
lang.
play that this year, right?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Flex
So
lang
Do
ang art.
that.
Yeah. So
let's.
please look that up. Um, you can find it in her website. We'll post it on the link. It's momentos.itch.io.
Cool. Now let's try to.
Tomatoes. Art.
We open up with a new surge. So let's try to go back and reminisce a little with the good
Mm-hmm.
times. Of course, it was the holiday season a few weeks ago. Hey,
Hey, Mark.
Mark. Hello.
Hey, Mark.
And
Happy New Year.
did you guys game with the family? Did you
I
bring out
did.
your? Oh, cool. So
I
what did you guys
I
Oh,
play?
uh,
oh, heck
Go on,
yes.
Ron.
I I
Here's the good
did.
times. Here we go.
I got to play this.
Oh, we
Oh,
got that from
So this is a prototype
Eton,
copy
right?
of so this is a prototype copy of Plataforma. It's gonna come out soon. There's just a few more tweaks. No, it's not a bar of soap. I know it looks like that.
For men,
Okay.
for men.
No, but it's a box,
Oh, that's a
card,
unique
book
opening.
box, and
Look
the
at that.
rule book is over there,
It's
Hey, that's
awesome.
neat.
and these are the cards. So I got to play this while drinking, of course, with my brother and my mom.
Oh, that's
It's also
fun. Must
there.
be
So
fun.
it was fun and interesting.
Hey,
And
Luvin.
then
Hey, Levin.
the unique thing happened. My niece was like 6 or 7
Drank too?
asked, no, 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 she
Oh, I
didn't
thought
drink.
it drank
She
also.
asked if she could join,
FBI,
and
FBI.
she asked if she could
Oh,
join,
sorry.
and we were like, okay, how? She doesn't know these people, so she became the default voter, and we were all trying to pitch all of these characters to her, trying to explain, hey, for flying EPs, you can use Batman because he can eat the EPs away,
You can
something
eat
like that.
the EPs. Okay, wow.
Yeah. So, but very useful because it was very lightweight and easy to sort of like pick up and go. Because aside from that, it was always eating and eating.
At least.
That
And eating.
when you eat before you get hungry type of eating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
That's
okay.
there's a Japanese term for that where your mouth is feels lonely even though you're not hungry. You just
What?
have to put something in your mouth.
What
Yeah,
am
there
I
is.
hearing?
There's a, there's a Japanese term for that. That if
What,
it translates as lonely mouth. So
what
you're
the
not
hell am I
necessarily
hearing on a
hungry,
Thursday night?
but you need to put something in your mouth. So yeah, you eat
Kumain
something.
muna bago magutom.
This will
This
go
one.
sideways in no time.
Clint was
Cool.
asking who was the president. I think
Batman.
I think Batman was the
Kyo.
president, and then the vice president was um Liza. Is
What?
this EPs?
Oh, Liza's there. Okay.
Anything
Very
Right.
else you played
consistent.
besides Plataforma?
Then after that, I don't want to reveal because it's gonna be part of my list.
Today's topic, yes.
Oh,
Today's
cool.
topic.
Cool. All right. How about you, Kyo?
Well,
I saw you
you
playing
see,
Panam.
yes, yes, it was nice.
Yes.
We played it twice.
Nice. Noise.
So, it was their first time to try out a worker placement,
Mm,
and since both my dad and my brother are pilots, or my dad was a pilot, it intrigued them.
right. Hmm,
That's
Mhm,
right,
okay.
mhm.
exactly. The thing is, I told them this is a stocks game. They're like, stocks? Next thing you know it, they're aiming to buy more planes without buying routes, and then they realize, oh wait, you win by stocks, right? And like, yes. Okay, sell me airplanes, yo. You cannot sell your airplanes, you sell routes.
I
They had
told
so much
you
fun.
in the beginning,
Yeah.
it was a stock game.
It was a good experience. They enjoyed it. Although they realized that, okay, if you're gonna teach someone else, Kyo, this is not exactly a startup game for people who want to learn worker placement. I'm like, because there's a lot of this A B C D E all on the
Right,
board.
right.
So
Right.
I said,
The
okay, no
action.
problem.
Mhm.
I'll teach you guys my very first Euro, which is Lords Waterdeep,
Waterdeep.
soon enough.
Cool.
Yeah. Diba? So yun nga. And then again, a whole bunch of competitive poker.
Oh, okay.
We enjoy
Okay.
playing
Okay.
our cards, yeah. And that's it. At least for the immediate family that we've been playing
Mhm.
those two games. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
That's cool.
How about you,
Um,
Denmark?
Pag family parties talaga, madali card games eh.
Oh yeah, card games are
Oo.
easiest.
Yun talaga siya eh.
that's the fastest way to relate with everyone because everybody has played one form or another of a
Yep,
card
yep.
game, right? So they know how it goes.
Exactly. Easier to handle.
We were in the province this week, the week between Christmas and New Year, and we spent New Year there. And I brought some games with me. and we played. And even before we were in my wife's province in hometown. Even before, when I was still courting her, I would occasionally bring games. So this time, it's been a while since I tried bringing games and getting them into it. So I asked them, hey, I got games. Instead of drinking the whole night like we usually do, or they usually do, because they don't usually drink anymore. Like, you guys want to try playing again? I said, sure. What do you have? So I brought out Draftosaurus, and they had fun
Mm.
with that one. It's like when I saw it on Eton, I was like, I need to get one before we go to we were to go to the province. They enjoyed that one. Then we played that salad game. Oh, point salad.
Mm,
Point salad also.
That
nice.
salad
Card
game. Okay.
card
Another
games, right?
another
Card
Card,
drafty
games.
though.
exactly. There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Card
yeah.
game.
Yes.
Right. So they enjoyed it, and they were like, "Hey, I need that recipe. I need that. Stop getting things." So it was like, cool. Okay, they were enjoying it, and then finally we spent 9:30 p.m. to 12 midnight playing Ticket to Ride Europe. So it was a
Mm,
full table,
That's a beautiful game.
and I
fancy.
brought it out, and they enjoyed it, but some of them were still lost with how do I buy things? Okay,
Mm,
how do I get to point A to point B? I thought I was just collecting routes and doing whatever I can. So
mhm.
I'm sure if they were gonna be playing it again, they're gonna be more cutthroat. I think if you're gonna start introducing games to people who really don't play board games or have no idea, I think USA is still better than
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah.
It's
Agree.
really an easier platform to jump onto than Europe, because Europe, the tunnels, the ferries, the train stations, that really makes it a gamer's
Is
game.
it not possible to remove them from the rules? Meaning like,
It would be difficult to remove the train station rule because it's really crucial,
mhm,
because a lot of routes will only be singular, and you really have
I
to
see.
borrow routes from other people. So
Okay. Maybe
while we
there
were,
are some like variants for like
I
super
haven't
friendly
checked,
mode.
but
Yeah.
we did it that way. So
Where it's
while
like
we were
everybody
playing,
owns the special routes. Like it's free routes. So something like that.
so while we were playing, that was what was running through my head. Yeah, USA for Gateway. It's
Mm,
really how
agree.
it's designed to be. Europe, if you really want to kill each other, you can do Europe. There you
It's
go.
really the more gamers game of
Right.
Ticket to Ride.
That was
But
gorgeous. They fell in love with it.
I still say it's the Ticket to Ride card game. It's still mine.
That's a memory game.
Card
So
game. Memory.
Oh, you build routes. You just have
how
to
many
remember where you placed them.
how many reds have I flipped already? How many blues? So there you go. Those were our holiday board game experiences, and I'm glad that our families were really involved, right? Because who else are we gonna play it with? Because we can't play with our other friends and other game groups. So family, and it's really nice that we have a collection of gateway going to medium weight and everything else, right? So for Hush, Andy says, for our New Year's party with friends and neighbors, we
Hey,
played this
Andy.
obscure card. Hey, it's a very obscure card game.
Yeah, it's like quite old. I think.
Very obscure no
Hold on.
run.
It's
So obscured.
2016, 2015 release, something like
It's
that.
really old in board
It's
game
quite old. Yeah,
years.
in board gaming years. I'm surprised you still have a copy.
Hey, but if you're making this a tradition, that's really good, because after a
Mm,
long year and you're gonna be playing that game, you can modify it into, for this year, what is your most happiest memory? What is your most saddest
mm,
memory? What is your
right.
most happiest memory with your parents? That's so good. It brings everybody closer again, right? It reconnects everybody. So continue on with that game. You can still find it in bookstores. I know there's still some,
Oh
Yes.
yes.
and in other FLGS.
Obscure
So
though. Obscure.
it's so obscure, but that's really a very good connection relationship building game. I have
Yeah, and I think
to
actually
to
Social, very social.
yes.
there's truth to this. It is easiest for me to put to bring out that game during New Year's when like after, especially if it's like a long sort of vacation. This year it was quite difficult because we had that weird working, then suddenly
Mm-hmm.
holiday, and then work, like work week again, then holiday. You know what I mean? That
24 and 31, yeah.
right.
Holy
So
moly.
it did, yeah, push into like an extended holiday.
Mhm.
So yeah, I a few years ago I was also doing that, um, and then we did the online version too. Cool.
Cool. All right. So today we're gonna be talking about. We still haven't moved on from 2021, but we're still gonna be talking about our best
Wonder why.
buys, our best board game related games or items that we bought for 2021. And we're asking if you're watching and you have your list. I think we're going to give two or three each, somewhere there. And if you have your list, just type it down there and we'll see if,
Yeah.
if
If we
somewhere
overlap,
there
wow.
we find a
You,
crossover.
you get a shout out if we cross over, okay? Like,
So for
yes,
all of those,
yes,
see,
that
people with
game.
good taste agree with me, right? Something like that to that extent.
Yes.
So there you go. So maybe we can do two first and see if there's still time. We can do add one more.
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
Special
are
mention.
you guys gonna do this with your least to most or just
There's just
all of the
two,
same equal level?
so so they're fairly equal for me. Actually, I think
Yeah.
they're
Fine.
fairly equal for me.
Okay, cool. You want to start this since you're
Yeah, sure.
cool.
Let me just
But
bring up.
there are a lot of good games that came out last year.
Tab.
When you say last year, does December 31 before 12 midnight count?
Why do
There
you
you
have this
go.
thing? Are we
So
supposed to do this?
There.
Fine, fine, fine.
no,
Go
Denmark.
on.
I could search for you if you want.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. So my um one of the games that really surprised me last year uh was Destinies, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. It was semi impulse buy. It's like I knew it was good, but I was busy with a lot of things, and I looked at who was the publisher, and the price point was really good, and I was like, okay, let's go for that. And then finally it arrives. You open it up, and it's like, whoa, there's so many minis, and it just was perfect timing because I recently we worked with Pilipintados, and because of that I got to learn how to paint, and so even if it my painting skills are very crappy, I was able to
Who says
paint.
that? Who says your skill is crappy?
me
Go, Lani.
me So even if I only paint by function, like, oh, I can distinguish that as blue. And that's a green one, a green creature, and a blue creature, or whatever the case may be. It was impressive in the sense that it was a very immersive experience. Uh, the the app integration is fantastic, and just I tried it with everyone, and they really enjoyed. They really enjoyed the very sort of where you're all adventuring in this world. I am still mixed with the 1 to 3. I do get it because if it's not, if it's four
If it's
players, the
four, it's
game
really
would
gonna be
be,
long,
yes, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
really
gonna
right?
long.
be
It's gonna be really long.
you're doing separate things in a single adventure, trying to figure out the same thing, something like that, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I would love to see like an a future edition of this where maybe each of the players are interacting with the same world, but they use their own devices,
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
something
that'd
in
be
that
nice.
line. That will be interesting, where you're technically in a virtual world in an analog game.
That's
right?
called meta.
Right. And then when you scan, those are actual
Facebook
NFTs.
meta.
And when you
There's
when you unlock a certain experience or skill, it's an actual NFT that you have to put in a marketplace and mint it.
My gosh.
the whole
We're talking
gamer
about best
NFTs.
games, but
NFT boy.
someone
Oh
has to
boy.
wrangle in and take control of that part of the market. Anyway,
So that's
so the,
that's my first one, Destinies. I love it and really
it's
happy to. I was. It actually was fun to paint, even if they were tiny. But it was like one.
so tiny.
They're cute. They're like
Mini.
so. But they serve their function. It's really for its use or like figuring out where to go next. Just a reminder that you're there at the current moment.
Mhm.
It works. It works. It's just everything was so
Anybody
ergonomic.
from our viewers who also had Destinies as their best buy
Destiny.
for 2021?
You guys
Say
played
I
Destiny
plus one.
last year and enjoyed
But
it?
my family played it. I know Ron played it with us, bought it here, and then they played. They enjoyed it. They were like, "What's the next story?" But it took them an hour or so. It was a lot. It was around an hour and a half, more or less.
Yes,
So
yes,
really,
yeah,
if
For
you
one
add
story?
another player, it's gonna
yeah.
be like 2 to 2 hours and a half. So good choice, good
Nice.
pick.
Destiny.
Yes,
Destinies.
Destiny.
I want to play it with a group first, with for the campaign. There's now two expansions to it, I think, or three.
Mm.
Um, and uh, then I will play solo the campaign because obviously the game can be played solo. So yes.
Hey, see there, Luvin. Luvin said,
So he's not giving it
Pinahiram
back,
yung
huh?
game.
"Yeah, it's not coming back to you."
Alam na namin
Oh
yan,
no way,
Luvin.
dude.
Siya talaga bumili niyan. Gets na namin yan. Para lang sa
maybe
misis
maybe
niya.
Luvin's wife is watching. See, I told you it's not
Him.
mine. It's his.
See? It was for him. Para sa kanya.
What's cool destinies? What's yours, Kio? So
All
that
right.
Ron
So
can search
as
for mine.
yeah. So I guess top three, but not necessarily one is better than the other. But as I mentioned a while ago, so I'll get this off my chest right now. So there you go. Pan Am. So obviously, as if people don't know what Pan Am is, just looking at the board, you can see that it's not the most attractive kind of board, but you do see the minis on the right side on the
Right.
planes and all
The
that,
planes.
the accessories, the airport towers on the left side for each player. Those come in play so well that you can't help but ask, what does this do? What do I do? Why is there A, B, C, D, E? And up to the point that you're already understanding how a little bit of airline history with Pan Am. Pan Am itself is a AI in the game, but it's a regular dice. But it's both a bad AI and a good AI, if there's a perspective like that. And again, this is great to teach people. Plus the fact that if you look behind the box of Pan Am, you'll actually see that's created by Funko,
Really?
and
Yeah.
that's a very
Prospero Hall.
yeah,
Right.
exactly, and it's very deceptive, that considering that they make a lot of minis and they use Funko figures for most of their games, and then here comes this game. It's a sleeper
It's really a
before,
sleeper.
and
Yes.
it really was a
Correct.
sleeper, and then
A
once you
$30
start playing,
sleeper.
you realize, hey, not bad. And it's a quick game too. Once you understand how it all works. Again, the board itself may not be as attractive, but it guides you every step of the way. That's why it may A, B, C, D, and E. So it's easy to attract. It's easy to learn as long as you listen to the rules. And
The
yeah,
board does its purpose. You really find places where
yes,
you're supposed to go. It actually has its purpose. It looks nice to me. It fits.
Yeah. It
actually,
really
yeah, me
fits
too.
the theme, the
Yes.
vibe of the era. You hear
1950s, early.
the lounge music. Like as
Oh, we
soon
played
as you
elevator
start.
music while we were while
Oh,
we were
you did.
doing this.
You did. Nice. Nice.
Right.
Nice. That
So
Imagine that.
absolutely is how you're supposed to play that game. That and maybe like some scotch, and
Oh
and then
yeah,
you play. right?
but
Catch me if you can type of thing.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go.
but the
Cool.
funny thing about it is, if you focus on one small area of the map, someone will say, "Oh, you're a budget airline," and then like, "Oh, okay, you don't want to buy the bigger airplanes."
Your short
No,
trips.
no, Pan Am is here. That's why I'm here too. And
But
they're
but
like,
but
I
also
know. I
the high routes are high risk, high rewards because it all
"Oh
depends
yes,
if Pan Am will show up on the dice. If
yes.
they don't, there's
exactly."
no way Pan Am's gonna be buying that big air company,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That big route. They're
What
not
are the
gonna
two
buy it.
places that Pan Am starts? Either in Miami or what's the other one?
Somewhere in Europe, I
I'm
forgot.
in Europe.
Is it
Yeah,
Milan?
exactly.
Somewhere
I
there. I
think so.
forgot if it's
Somewhere one of those
Milan.
multiple routes things. Here's a funny thing. The best way to describe the best thing to say first before you teach this game to everyone is that the way to win are these cards on the upper left here, the lower left here, the 5 and 1. That's the
It's to
only
buy.
way to win.
It's to
It's
buy
the only way to
stocks.
win. And how do you get that? You earn money. How do you earn money? Then that's when you expound to the rules. They're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So everything else
And
is
then
then
you
then you
gotta
win.
say these are nice. These toy planes are nice, but you don't win with
They
this.
don't
You
help
can
you
make
win.
money
Yes.
with this.
They're not
They
points.
help.
They make money for you. Yes, this is how you make money to buy that one thing that you need to win. Again, how do you win? Stocks. That's it. That's all of it. Everything else you see on the board is only for ties. That's it.
I like
Yeah.
the tension on you trying to decide if you're gonna go your own route or you're trying to cut off Pan Am. That's the
Oh
tension of this
yeah.
game. Are you gonna get in front of Pan Am, hoping that you're gonna roll into into this route, or you just build your own route, hoping in later in the game that's how the dice will roll. It's really that tension, and when the I've seen people and we've played games where when the die roll comes out and it's the right route that people want, it's like, yeah, people are standing up and shouting,
Wait till you
yes.
go to the sixth round when the jumbo jets are out. There are only
Right,
3 or 4 routes in the entire map. So unahan na yun. And
Yes.
then
right,
like, oh, I'm the
right.
first one to do it. And then
So
by the
that
time
was
it's
the
already end
tension.
game. That's the whole point there.
it
That's
and
what
it's
you
quick.
know.
It's 7 rounds. It doesn't
Yes.
overstay its welcome. By around
Mhm.
fifth or fourth round, you have something needs to happen by now. I need to do something. I'm not buying anything. I don't have money. I need to divert.
My
That's a really
father
good game.
tried to win using pure directives. And
Oh,
he didn't
really?
he didn't win, but the funny thing about it that he lost only by 3 points.
Wow.
It's just one route. Basically, it's just one route.
But he's got a whole bunch of directives. Do you know how many plus sell to ganyan or earn free
Right.
stocks from Panam in the directives card? Oh my goodness! The directive cards are those black cards you see in the board over
Mhm.
there, like near E. And then oh
They
wow,
break they break the game. They are
it
So
breaks
minor
the game.
he was not approaching it
cheats.
from okay, let's just in the Philippines we had a similar situation with our power companies. We have a lot of small power companies at the beginning, and then eventually they were sort of bought into
Yes.
larger what we see today. And sometimes you kind of just open it up and kind of like a startup, hoping that okay, I'm producing. You want my power lines? I have a connection already to this town. Okay, okay, all right, and then that's your exit. So it's kind of so he was go for no. I'm not selling. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm not
selling. I'm
selling.
building my own empire.
I'm
Right.
by way of the directives or the
Yeah.
special abilities, which is pretty fun. And then you realize so many things that in the game that there's so many ways to win, depending on how
Right.
you manage your
Hmm.
money, and
Right.
also the fact that oh yeah, here's another thing. They love the idea that no two games will be alike because for each there are at least 4 cards per round, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be
That you can choose
different.
from. Yes, each
Yeah.
Yes.
combination of 7 cards.
Events alone create the sort of the dynamic cadence. Aside from everything, of course, is still there's certain randomness of how um Pan Am actually progresses.
Correct. Yes,
But yeah,
exactly.
yeah, really beautiful game. which
Sleeper
is
game
why
for
we
Mass.
both have
Yeah.
Yes.
copies of Pan
We we all have got. I
We
have
all
one. It's
have
not
copies
I
of
easy.
Pan
can't wait to bust it out again.
Cool.
Panam.
Cool.
Cool.
Hey,
All
my
right.
turn.
All right. Denmark.
One of my best buys
You
was
know.
mind management.
You know.
Yun.
It's I can hear Ron and Jake from the news team telling me it's a lying game again. But it's one versus all and it's hidden movement. And the way that they did this was really good. I didn't like hidden movement before because there are a lot of loose ends, loose factors that make it difficult for the people who are looking for the uh, hiding guy, the guy who's hiding. There's a lot of ways that there's a lot of things you have to cover, and it's really difficult to pinpoint or at least get an area on where this guy is. And mind management reduced that to really streamlined it to math. You just math this whole thing. Every square has two items, and the recruiter, the one versus all, the one player will pass through symbols, and if he passes through symbols, he gets to recruit more people because you're trying to stop. The way to win is for the recruiter to win, to recruit 12 new agents or survive 12 rounds, and then that's the whole game. The others have to stop him from doing that. So the recruiter will walk around the map. If you see here on the right side, there's a smaller map. That's where he's writing down his movement, and he's gonna
Mhm.
be moving around the map one space each turn, trying to recruit as many as he can. And if you're gonna math it, uh, he's gonna say, "Hey, in this round, I recruited three," and you're gonna be like, "What symbols did he pass through that made him recruit three?" And you can ask him these questions, and somehow it lowers it down. It gets streamlined, and it gets a fair. The people who are looking for the hiding person gets a fair chance of actually finding that guy. It's just how you would play it if you're gonna get caught or not.
I
That's
I
how you're gonna. It's a 50-50 game. That's what I
I
love about this game.
50-50 game.
uh
No, because that's what
I
I was saying. In in
I
in,
got to
in different,
try.
yeah.
I got to try running as the recruiter, and I experienced what Denmark is saying, that you're constantly in between these people that can catch you. I'm literally like standing there, and they're always constantly just around me and just missing me by one cell. Missing it's like the whack-a-mole was just missing me by an inch. Okay, okay, I move again. Okay, they
Right.
almost hit me. It's like
It's
constantly the whole game. You're frantically trying to progress, but at the same time, as you do that, more information is given to the other players that gives
mhm.
them, you know, more. But you have that risk and reward where, okay, that's it. I mean, if I don't push it right now, I'm gonna
I'm
get
gonna
caught
lose.
anyway. So
Yes.
let's go.
That's what I was saying. You're always in that 50-50 stage that you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. Unlike other hidden movement games, the one who's hiding has a bigger advantage.
That's right. Yes, usually.
Fury of Dracula has a big map, and you just start. Where's Dracula? Anywhere. It's like
Where's
it's the
Dracula?
whole Europe. It's like somewhere there,
Blah.
And it
right?
takes you like a couple of turns before you can sort of like get a hint of where he is.
Yeah, and by that time he's powerful already. He has amassed helpers, cards. That's what I don't like about hidden role. But mind management, if your family is into that one, like trying to find out who this guy is, where he's hiding, logic games, you have to try this game. It's an equal 50-50. You just have to
It's a
know how to
fair
play it. Yes,
game.
it's a fair game.
And
I yeah.
if the recruiter is winning too much, the game
Mm,
has a automatic balance system in the
that's nice.
Right.
where
Real nice.
the hunters, I don't know what do you call them again,
The
uh,
agents,
the
the rogue
agents will
agents.
open up a package, and now they get an ability that will sort of combat
Yes,
a good recruiter until the time again where now the recruiter keeps on losing. They get to open a package and so forth.
that's a
So
good point that you reminded that there are seven for each group, the agents and the management. So if the management loses, he opens a pack that adds abilities to him or power to him. And the next game, if he loses again, he opens another pack. So you can play it 14 or more times and it won't be the same game. So you can play it as a campaign, or you can play it as a campaign with the same people, or as one
one
shot.
shot. Yeah,
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 there you go.
really good.
That's my one
I
of my
missed
best
my
Very
buys.
impressive.
chance to play this game during our little convention back in December. Although I
Right.
did see how you guys were playing it, I was like, "Huh, that's neat."
Yes.
See,
It balances itself out.
At full complement, it is cramped. It is cramped,
you
and
literally feel like the walls are really closing in
and
every step.
you're even going like I'm at the very beginning. I'm like walking over them to just like start where I am. It's like first step, just the first set of steps. You're instantly revealing yourself. It's like this game, but at the same time, what's interesting is that you start to see like, hey, but if I go here, maybe this might confuse them. So a path shows up, and depending on how you're reading the players, how they're reading where you're heading, uh, and also trying to have a poker face when suddenly one of
They're
them
like,
like gets the
mm-hmm.
correct answer. It's like, maybe he's here, and then somebody makes a counter argument, and you're secretly going like, "Go win!"
Go,
listen,
go away.
listen to the other guy.
Listen to the other guy; he's correct.
There you go. So
Get
hopefully,
away, get away.
like what Lubin was saying, if it's a full board, it's best with five players, one against four, and you'll really feel the whole game and the tension and everything else.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Mind
Cool, cool, cool.
management.
Who could this be? What's up?
I wonder too.
All right. So that's I think we have one more. It's Ron's. It's Ron's turn.
Yes, let me just search for it.
Okay.
Switch,
Hold on.
Search
switch.
for it. Search for it.
You missed playing that one, right, Kyo? But you played.
Oh.
I missed playing Pan Am with you guys, so it was a fair trade.
Mm-mm. We played dwellings while you were
That
playing
one too.
management. Oh
I will-
man,
played Holy. All
I
right, here,
I wish I had that game.
All right. So,
here's Ron's.
and interestingly, before I show my sort of favorite game or so like best find for the year, um,
Your
is
hidden gem.
yeah the I had a lot of hidden gems last year. This was
Mhm.
just sort of the one that gave the most payout. Uh, but it also showed because of how the landscape of where we can play, how we get to play, the options of what how you can maximize the gaming landscape also influences what games you might be introduced to.
Mhm.
So I somehow stumbled upon Alice is Missing.
Oh,
So
that
Alice is
game.
Missing
Oh, I wanted
is
to play that.
a tabletop RPG in a box. So you really have it's a one shot RPG that you would be playing in silence.
Could you repeat that, Ron? Again?
But wait, there's more.
So you're gonna ask me like how do you play something in silence? How do you even how will you communicate? Good question. You will communicate via text or chat or whatever messaging system you guys are, fond of using. So I think Denmark got to experience this. I also ran this online with
Did.
with some people on Discord, and
You
the
did
game
call me.
has some
No, that
really,
that was two different situations. One was in my house. The other one was on Ron's Discord. So,
yes, yes, yes.
so it is.
So
Discord.
I know.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah. And again, both were different experiences. Of course, in the one I got to play face to face, we were all at the table. The cards
So
of the
funny.
components of the game were there, and uh, I we were on our phones and we were playing these characters, and we are assigned sort of these cue cards that help us sort of narrate the
Move
story as how
the
it
story, right?
progresses.
Yes.
And the cue cards are ran by this timer. The timer of the game is actually the soundtrack, and this soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, that
It's
one too.
done so well that you're going like, I'm reading the intro as how the game described to me, and I wasn't like reading in like a, I sort of like just caught up on how to read it. And I realized that they timed it so well that when I was like into the crescendo of my intro, the song was also building up with me. So like by the time we ran
Oh.
in, like jumped into the main story, we're like, yes, we're in. And like, guys, ano na. And so
Alice.
you basically, the story is,
Alice.
Alice is missing, you guys are friends, and you have this chat group and you're trying to figure out where she is, and at the
You're all
different,
connected to Alice at some point.
yes,
One way or another. You're either are the best friend, the boyfriend, the
the yes,
classmate, somewhere there. So
something like that. And at every sort of time marker, there are time markers that those are assigned to players. In the online, I basically just had a PowerPoint and I would send them a PM of the screenshot of their card for their time. So they just get the time slot at the time they need it. But of course, in the face to face, then they get to flip it at the time that's needed. So
it's
like
every 10 minutes,
90,
right? More or less 10 minutes.
more or less. But when it reaches like 30, after the 40-minute mark, it hits at 5 minutes already
Right.
intervals. So 35, 30, 25, 20, and then I think it gives you a bit of a lull there, and then 10 minutes, and then the last moment. So
This was a good game when we were playing it. It was uh the thing that you have to get first in the beginning is you have to get the engine somehow started, because everybody will be laughing in the beginning. It's like, hey, this is silly. We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. But someone has to start. Like, guys, I saw Alice last night at this time, and as soon as that starts, people will get into it. Like, oh, okay, this is how you play it. This is how you're supposed
yeah,
to
and
get
as
into the
the
character.
what's nice
Snowball.
about it is the facilitator who I was. I'm also part of the game. The game allows me to also be immersed in the story as how the rest of the players are playing it, without necessarily me having like, knowing the story. I can also be part of it and also enjoy the experience. The players that I got to play it online with, I think some are from Cebu, some are from
Wow,
CDO,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
and
Galing.
it was very interesting. At the very beginning of the game, you would be asked to put up a voicemail,
Right.
and so since I don't have the physical phone to give people around, I asked them, okay, send it to me via message or email. So I just gave them a new email address. They sent their voicemails there, and then that was part of the game itself, and it was so immersive.
Mhm.
We were laughing at the end because it was people were so sort of overly engrossed with the character that they were playing. I said,
Yes, that's
like, oh,
interesting.
I
Oh
think
man.
I have exhausted all my cheesiness for the next decade.
but but sometimes during the game there will be a few disconnects, because sometimes you're gonna be caught up in one idea, and then the game will ask you to flip the next episode, quote unquote, on the story, and that transition will somehow sometimes it will be a disconnect with that transition, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
loose story. You just
yeah.
drop one
And
thing, jump into the next
just one more
episode.
I'd like to add because of the topic. So the game actually spent almost half of the rule book explaining to players, especially for
That
new
this is a
players or
game.
new into tabletop RPG, how to handle topics that are
Stress.
how to manage the group. Let's say topics that they don't want. There's rules for it. You can
Right.
exclude things, you can X things, you can
Mhm.
line things, veil things. There are so many tools that they have given players. Players can leave the game if they don't feel
Yes, that's how
that
immersive
they
that is.
that
See,
that
that's nice.
if they don't feel the situation is comfortable for them, they can leave the game, no problem. The game will still continue and be able to support itself, and
Galing.
you
Very
are
nice.
also given like pointers how to help the players sort of
Right.
handle those type of
I like that
situations.
part.
So
That's good.
it
At
is
first, I was
very,
laughing at it.
yes, but once you experience and you're inside, it's the advantage of being face to face is that you are there's that sort of laugh moment that you can sort of be in the game here but then laugh
In
on
the
the
meta,
surface.
right?
But if you're online, there's none of that because it's just the
Yeah.
music and silence and
No, no,
then
no.
just
Because
messages.
because what Ron was saying earlier, before the game starts, Ron said was, "Okay, none of you have issues with talking about rape, talking about physical hurting,
No,
and
so I was
anything else,
asking what are
right?
the
You're
things that
okay.
you.
That are safe and not safe, right?
Yep.
So, is are drugs safe? Everything else, yeah, we're all okay with this one. That's why we were laughing. Like, really, this is how this game would go, and we were laughing about it. But in the middle of the game, slowly understand. Oh, that's why they had that in the beginning.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
why it was right there.
It,
yeah.
it, it
So
guides
you
you. So,
so
it so
you
guides
you
you.
know I established sort of the standard ones, but you can customize it to your group and sort of really, and it's a really good way to introduce RPGs to players,
Right.
tabletop RPGs to players. It's in a small box. It again connecting back to Arc. It's a one shot experience. It's not your traditional Dungeons and Dragons type affair, but it's a tabletop role playing game experience on its own, and I like that it also has components to help you
Right.
get into the feel quicker.
Mhm.
So there you
It
go.
plays how
That
many,
is my
Ron?
five,
Five,
Five.
four,
Five
five, right?
players.
five players.
Five.
Yes,
Five
best with
players.
five because there are different characters that you wanna cover as best as you can. So that
Including
is my
the
favorite of
So if you could
2021.
get a hold of this one, especially now that we're on lockdown again, and you guys want to share a game with your friends, and a unique game, just a storytelling game, you can do it on chat.
So
We
guys,
used Messenger and cell phone chat, cell
there's
phone text.
just to note, there's a physical version. I got that. I also bought the PDF because the PDF can run this also on its own. The images you can copy paste and send via Messenger as you need to, or if you have a Roll20 account, then you can also use the Roll20 template.
Cool.
It is so accessible, and I now have both copies. I can easily run the digital because I have the PDF. I can sort of set up randomize the 90 to 10 to 0 scenario, and sort of queue them up and run the rest. So I now have a good idea of how to run it. The only difficult thing is you might want to really run it on a messenger of your choice rather than Discord. PM in Discord is so challenging because you have to leave the channel or whatever server you have to
The
be
main
in
room, right?
to go into a private message. So that's the only thing that I saw. Especially we ran it for TatinCon, and of course TatinCon already had a template for their server. But other than that, yes, if you guys get a chance, look this up. Really, really
Cool.
fun game.
Doesn't
Cool, cool,
Roll
cool, cool,
20
cool.
have everything already for the players?
Yes, it also has. Yeah.
Including the
Yeah.
chat room as well, right?
I think so. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Covers
So there you
everything
go.
already.
Roll 20 version.
All right.
Dude, you gotta invite me in one of those sessions.
We're
Was
we're
very
gonna run
excited to
one.
hear about
We're
this.
gonna run one for variable play. Uh, and I'm thinking of like running it. We play it first, and then for
Mm,
like the last so and so minutes, we do a recap, and then we like pause and like do a recap, and then let the game continue. Then we can discuss what happened later. Something like this. I'm not sure
nice, yes.
yet how we can stream it, but let's try it out.
Sige.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Sige, sige.
Kyo, your turn.
All right, mine will be a pretty short description because it's pretty common,
Famous.
but and famous. One of my favorite games that I got in this 2021, and yeah, it's Magic: The Gathering,
Chan, 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 chan,
Commander
chan.
specifically. And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, yes, this specific Commander deck, which I got and started playing with the Variable People team. There you go. I mean, the variable play team. So I've been playing this for a good 3 months every now and then. Yeah, within the skip every week. But I've learned so many things and got caught up with playing Magic as well because I quit Magic a long time ago.
Same here.
Aw.
Um, and then because of this Commander deck, it got me playing all over again with the restrictions that I only need one card
Mhm.
per set. Diba? So that helps me. Plus the fact that it's Dungeons and Dragons, this gave me a good idea on how the game will works. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not already, if you don't notice already, the Dungeons and Dragons Commander decks requires dice. Okay. Plus the fact that how could you have Dungeons and Dragons without dungeons? Yes, there are dungeons in this game. So in this Magic the Gathering set. So how does it work? Go get a copy. It's easy to read up on that. Plus the fact it trains the basic commander what do you call this?
that,
that
that is
was a
true. I have to say, I cannot deny.
that was
I'm
like
not playing paper
2005.
magic, but I'm playing digital magic. That might be true.
Okay, so I didn't quit. I took a break. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Absolutely.
I took
For
2 decades worth of
almost
break.
I saved my money for board games. And yet here I come again with the Magic Commander deck with the Dungeons and Dragons. Although I'm not really particularly enticed yet with the other future Commander decks, but again, Dungeons and Dragons. I
Hey,
mean,
hey,
who
Neon,
hasn't?
Kamigawa Neon might be tempting.
Kamigawa
Where
Neon
Oh
Dynasty.
Ron
man,
and I are trying to stay away.
I'm
Kamigawa
focusing
Neon
on
Dynasty.
upgrading just my single deck.
My gosh, I might be
Okay.
getting a paper magic because of that set.
No,
That
Maybe.
whatever commanders they have, let's go.
It's gold.
Let's go.
Oh man. Again, particularly commander, not the regular
No,
sets or any
I like the
boosters.
commander format. It's really conducive for um sort of casual gamers like us
Yes.
in reference to competitive magic for board gamers, because I don't feel bad that I have I same as I am in the same batch, the same pod as
Complete.
Kyo for this, and I don't feel bad that I only have this at the moment, that I'm looking forward for the next commander set that I'm
Exactly.
gonna
Yes.
get into. And I think that allows us, to play at a different portion. Magic, it's so diverse. There's so many. It
So
serves
wide.
so many purposes. It serves so many audiences, and I think we're in this sector of Magic where, oh, casual gamers, no worries, I got you. I got you.
I got you. Oh man, wait till you see the what do you call it? What other themes are? Warhammer
I am
commander
I
decks
am
are
so
coming
getting that
soon.
too.
I might get one as
there
well.
you go.
Warhammer.
And Lord of the Rings. Yes.
Mm. Don't tempt me. I have to save money for other
Again,
board games.
just the commander precons.
Right,
Yes.
that's how they all
They're
start.
perfect. No. See, I've
That's what
I've
we all
had
say.
this deck a long time. Never had the urge to customize it or
That's
add to it
good.
any further, which is perfect because
You
when people say, "Hey, you want to play?" Yeah, sure, let's go, and I can play, and that's that. Fun,
and
fun.
I mean, kudos to you, Ron, for actually holding back from not upgrading your deck. I had to because Javi's deck. Javi, if you're listening right now, oh boy, I'm gonna get you for that 1-0 win. That's literally one life, zero life for
Hey,
me.
chum.
You kidding? Hey, chum. Hello.
Hello.
What's happening?
I
That's
know,
how
Oh,
it.
Chum.
don't worry.
Schedule challenges soon, soon, soon.
Yeah. We're trash talking online while Javi's not online to himself. Well, anyway, so yeah, again, it's Magic, so I won't say much about it. So, but again, particularly D&D Commander, this has been um itching on my mind for the past weeks as well. I can't wait to play it again, and the fact that you mentioned you can play online. That's a good thing about this Commander's format. Again, what's that website again? What do you call that? The
Magic
one
the
that you can play
Gathering
Magic on
Arena Online.com.
Arena. No, no, not Arena. No, 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 no.
What?
What's that?
That's where I hang
The
out.
Gatherer.
The Gather. What's that website again where you can play Magic online?
Oh, yeah,
Spell
yeah,
Table.
yeah.
There you go.
Spell
Spell
table.
Table.
Spell table.
Yes, and it's particularly
Oh,
formatted best for Commander. So there you
Oh
go. I
yes,
get to play
in
people
full
away.
on, in full
Full.
cool.
on. You get the four-player grid, and it has this AI that scans the cards, and
Yes.
fantastic.
Imagine that. Thank you very much, Cam. Yeah.
With
Spell
all
Table.
of the crappy webcams and cameras and signal, power of
Oh
AI is
boy.
like, oh yeah, I know that's this card. Most of the time.
Uh,
Most of the time.
there you go. There you go. And you can play with anyone around the world with this with that tool
Yes.
in online. So there you go. Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Commander deck.
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
And finally, for me, and I know it's also on Ron's list, but I'll take it.
Okay.
A little bit
Dune.
lower, just because of um the accessibility to the table. But I agree
Right.
with this 100%.
So my best buy, I think, for 2021, and I'm not a fanboy. I'm not.
Really
I'm
not.
not into the lore. I never knew the story. Just recently, I'm just trying to get into it. But Dune Imperium, right? It's the worker placement deck building hybrid son of whatever mind that created this one.
It says there it's called his name is Paul Denon.
Paul Denon, right? While we were
Muad'Dib.
this came out
Muad.
with Lost Ruins of Arnak, part almost at the same time, and during
Mhm.
that time, because of theme and how it looks like, Arnak was really good, and it's still good up to this day. It's really
Yep.
one of those better games. But if you're gonna ask me to choose between the two, and I have to get rid of one, that's gonna be I'm gonna be keeping Dune Imperium because of the way that it gives you the tension, and for you how it keeps you on the edge of your seat. How you're like gonna be, do I do this now or later, or no, the points are coming up, they're gonna be coming over, gonna get my points, I have to do this now. Those hard choices. I'm not saying Arnak is not a good game, but Arnak has a formula for you to do it. Basically, you just have to focus on the research track. It will help you a lot. Arnak, that's how you play. It's Arnak is more of resource management than worker placement and deck building. As to Dune, it's more of worker placement and deck building. As it is. So the tension itself on how you're gonna win. Every point counts, literally. And if you're gonna win that point, you're gonna fight for it tooth and nail. If someone's gonna give it to you, or if the players are gonna give that free point to you, you better be ready for the next round because they're gonna be coming in hard. They're gonna really whoop you. So that trade-off, it's like, how am I gonna manage to sustain my points? I like that idea where even if you rank up everything, there's an influence track in this game where whenever you reach um this certain part in the influence, you get a point from that group. Okay, so
In that
let's say
faction, yes.
the Fremen, if you reach X amount of influence, I think 4, they're gonna give you this point. But if someone goes to 5 influence with the Fremen, they take that away from you and give it to that other person. So even if you max out everything, you're gonna have 8 points. That means you still have to win battles or get lots of money just to buy that spice. And it's difficult to get money in this game.
Oh yeah.
So that tension, those hard decisions that you have to make, and whenever you just have this one misstep, miscalculation, it's really gonna bite you in the ass. In the last part of the game, it's gonna come back for you, and it's gonna be
Yes.
hard.
Yep. 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 Agree.
So that's why I like Dune, and my family played Dune and Arnak, and they also sided with Dune because of that tension part. Plus, it's a little bit easier to manage because there are fewer resources, as opposed to Arnak. There are a lot of other rules that you have to um, be familiar with when you're playing with Arnak. And sometimes in Arnak, the problem with that I found with my family who are casual gateway gamers is that you have to plan A, B, C, D for Arnak. And if you cannot plan beyond A, B, C, your next move, you're really gonna lose.
You go to
Because
the
it's that
other track in Arnak.
yeah, because it's that chain. It's that chain that you need to really be good at in Arnak. I need to get this, to get that, to get this, to get that, so that I'll be efficient on this one. But in Dune, there's a few, but really there are other ways for you to win. You can take it
And
by brute force or just by being a social butterfly to everyone and just being taking your right opportunities. You can do that in Dune, but in Arnak, you really have to be so calculating with everything. I don't know, that's how we found this game. So
yeah,
we love the tension of it.
the core framework of it is that those cards that you see on the left, or sorry, on the right, are the cards that are in your hand, and they have some icons on the left. And when you are, it's on your eight sort of worker turn, you can choose one of those cards, play it, and whatever icons are on the left, you can send a worker in that location, so matching a worker location at the board. Um,
That's another thing. It's either I use these cards for me during this turn, or I use it in battle, which I need to
yes.
win also in this turn.
It's
Oh,
all about timing,
and
huh?
what the cards that you don't use, when you now don't take an agent turn and you take sort of, I forgot the term for it, but it's basically your resources
Reveal.
turn, reveal turn. There you go, reveal turn. You show your hand, and that sort of bottom section, that blue bottom section of the card is what's being used, and that's now the influence that it will generate, and then you can buy cards. So you're now constantly in this, you have simple choices, quote unquote, because you only have like a few every turn, but you're constantly
Two.
going like, okay,
Two
hmm,
workers.
do I want to do this worker there? But then that gives me two money, so okay, flip that. I'll use that for money later. But wait a minute, I want to go there, and that's the only icon I can use to go there. So it's like, oh no, do
And
I
then
want to
someone will
do?
go to that spot. You're like,
Okay, but you go, okay, somebody went there, so I'm gonna use it for money, and it has this like constant
ebb and flow,
um
right? It's
ebb
so
and
nice.
flow, and very simple framework, but and then the cards give you some flavor. Of course, it doesn't hurt if you're familiar with the storyline,
It's fan
uh,
service.
and if you
Those
get
Yeah.
to
those
watch the
pictures.
movie, they're
Right.
all there. So that
This
is
Even
is
the
fun
good.
too.
likeness.
Really good game.
Yes.
Jason
Uh
Momoa right there. Look
if
at
this
that.
is your problem, Luvin, there is this upgrade kit. So they're not gonna be cubes anymore. They're gonna be like soldiers.
I want that. I want that.
I
But
I I added it to cart because they were cubes.
what? So there you
Yes,
go.
No,
Ron.
no, no. To be honest, I was also very interested with the warriors. They're not as much. It's when they use warriors and units as resources where it becomes finicky.
Disconnected. The
Yes,
theme gets disconnected.
yes, yeah. No, and it's also very finicky because like there are because you will be grabbing them in groups rather than sort of sending them to a location and sort of counting them. So when that becomes the function of it, I know of a game like that before. It's so hard because their arms sort of like cross each other as they and now
Is
we're
that
like
risk?
no, it's not risk, but um there was a game where they wanted to be fancy and they didn't want normal orange, blue, and black cubes as as their
What's wrong with that?
units. So
They're cubes.
uh,
That's wrong to begin with.
yes,
I
so
don't
they
see a
made them
gun
into
on the
warriors
yellow
of
cube.
different colors, but their
Anyway,
spears and axes crossed it.
hey guys, for those
Dune.
watching, we would like to hear your best buys of 2021. Maybe
Yeah.
we could react on that one. If you agree with our choices, Panam, Dune, Mind Management, Alice is Missing, Magic. What was yours, Ron? The other one? The first one? Not listening.
Um,
Mine was
the
Pan
the
Am.
no, the first one is Destinies.
Destinies.
Destiny.
There you go. Because I haven't played it. That's why I didn't register my brain.
You haven't played Destinies? Oh, you
No,
haven't played
I
it
was
personally
watching
yet.
it. I let my
You were
wife
watching.
play it.
Yeah, right,
I
right,
played
right.
with
So
Ron with one mission. It was fun. It was fun.
there were
Yes.
others. Any others in your hit list?
Yes, actually, I was
Uh,
gonna mention that.
sure.
Since I do some gaming and mostly digital games and Steam and PC games, I'll just show my short list of my top board game related digital games
Cool.
that I've been playing for the past few months. So let's start with the first one while waiting for everyone else to what do you call this? Put in their comments. First is Inscription.
That
Okay,
looks cultic. Looks
Inscription.
nice.
If you know how to play Magic, you can play Inscription. Okay, it's very easy. It's very nice. It's very good graphic game. But the thing is, this is only the first part of the game. There are four parts in the game. This is the very first part. I will not spoil what the second part is, but holy moly, it's one of the most biggest, mind blowing games you'll ever play. Okay, and the graphics ain't that heavy. Therefore, a mid range computer can actually play this game. Again, Inscription, beautiful. I voted for this for Game of the Year. It won another award, but either way, it's beautiful. It's excellent.
Mhm.
It's an indie game, but it's made very well. The written script is beautiful. It's intriguing, and again, you'll be shouting "what" most of the time. Okay, especially
Okay.
after part one. Next up on my list is my very first review for variable play, which is
Tainted Grail.
exactly Tainted
Nice.
Grail. Now, again, this is a game where you handle cards, and it's a rogue light. I'm
Mhm.
correcting myself now, where you actually, when once you die, you unlock other things to help you out and choose from a plethora of character types and classes to help you win a very, let's say, a three-stage game. But when I say three stages, that doesn't mean it's that short. No, heck no. And the last one, for the D&D fans, while waiting for what's that game? Baldur's Gate 3. This game, Solasta, is the closest you can get to the fifth edition, perfectly made for PC. it
What
it
is that?
it echoes the fifth edition
Mhm.
D&D rules and puts it out in a beautiful rendered game like this, and you'll be surprised that this is a big competitor to the upcoming Baldur's Gate 3. So Solasta, Crown of the Magister. It's excellent,
Cool.
good writing. It's not as extensive as Baldur's Gate 3, but again, the implementation of the
Which is
fifth
fine
edition.
because that means that there's a
Yeah,
chance for you to finish it,
exactly. Good point. The thing is, they actually add
right?
a
Because
DLC for this
Baldur's
game.
Gate is like, I think I need
Hours
to
upon
not
hours.
go to school. I think that was my impression to that game back in the day. This feels like the whole school year. all of it.
If you think about it, at our age, that'll be about 2 months. We're not going to work.
No, not with the way we're working.
But with work, it's gonna be half a year,
Maybe
six
like a
months.
few years.
Even so, even longer, yeah. And they actually brought out a new DLC that brings the barbarian and the druid into the game as well, with the extra missions. Again, if you're looking for a fifth edition RPG and you cannot seem to wait for Baldur's Gate officially, because right now it's out, but it's on what do you call this? Uh, what's the term? On trial run, I think the first out
Close
for
beta.
testing,
Mhm.
something like that. Yes, and then this game is fully out. Okay,
Mhm.
it's fully out.
Nice.
It's got a
It looks
DLC
good.
already, and it's really good. It's very extensive. Voice acting is okay, not the best, but at least there is.
That's good enough.
There you go. So there you go. So
It,
Lasta, again,
it's
I'll show
more
the
than one guy.
one guy. Well, even
Oh,
the
is it?
ladies, no, not really the ladies. So again, this is Solasta. We've got the Tainted Grail and my personal favorite, Inscription. There
Cool.
you go.
Cool. Nick was saying he bought the West Kingdom trilogy last year. That's awesome, right?
All right.
Oh, the
They were
trilogy.
playing. They were because it's always three with this Shem Phillips games. So the West Kingdom Architects. They keep on playing
Oh.
Architects recently. That's what I keep on seeing them.
Aren't there
Cool.
two more expansions coming out or two more
Paladin.
separate games coming out?
Viscounts.
Viscounts
There's
and
a
Paladins, and now they have the South of the Tigris.
Yes, that one.
So
yeah.
it's coming out. So there you go. So north, west, now south, and hopefully see
And
the
then
east
the
soon.
center.
Did they have east yet? None yet, right?
No.
None yet. So that's the fourth one.
Two.
There you go. Mine was War of Whispers.
Mm,
Was also on my list.
Nice.
fun
Bristle,
game. Fun game. Bristle. Okay.
Bristle. I forgot the date. 1390, 1490. That the Black Plague.
Mhm.
Eastern Wonders? No. Is it Eastern Wonders from uh Century Spice?
Yeah.
Oh,
Golem.
and also, well, my surprise game last year was Ginkopolis. I bought it like middle of the
Oh.
year. And I didn't know how to play it because I was watching videos and I was so confused how to play it. And then I had this gaming session with Jake and Ron. The news team had a bonding moment. We had team building. We played it. They taught me, and I'm like, "Hey, this is a really good game." It clicked for me. I was like, "This is an awesome game." So that
Oh, I
was my
remember how you evicted me from the number 12
that
tile.
was my sleeper. It's a really good game. It's been out of print for so long, and now it recently has been reprinted. And I had it for half a year. Couldn't play it because I didn't know how to play it. Having hard time understanding. But when I played it, oh my gosh, I had to share the gospel of Ginkopolis to other people. So
You guys know why it's called Ginkopolis? Who
it's a
explained them,
ginkgo.
Mark?
It's a ginkgo below
Biloba.
Biloba.
Ginko
biloba.
biloba.
Biloba. That same thing in the energy drink.
Hey, see, good people agree with me. Dune Imperium, Dwellings of
Okay.
Everday,
Dwellings.
Elder Vale.
We have to second on that Dwellings of Eldervale.
Yes.
Only reason why we didn't put it in our list because Kyo and
Because no
I
one owns
don't
it.
have a copy.
Yeah, we
It's
don't have a
only
copy, man. But
yes,
oh my
Morgan
goodness,
but
owns it.
wow, Morgan has the copy. Wow,
it's
wow,
yeah.
that game.
That's
And the best part is this. It's like
And
oh yeah.
then,
And each each color is different. Like that. Like
like
ooh, there's batteries.
I had the best experience because the demon attacked my unit and I had something to trap it, so I ended up with the demon worker.
Literally
yeah,
the biggest
Yeah,
unit in the entire game during our little con.
and his role was really just farming. He wasn't even attacking stuff. He was just thinking you farm there,
You
you
made a
farm
big
there.
Balrog into a farmer.
Perfect.
have yet to play. So anyway,
Oh
yeah, I have to
man.
play that one. So thank you,
Shout out to
Froylan,
Morgie for
for
that.
for that input. No,
Agree.
Dwellings of
Yeah,
Elder
good.
Vale and Dune Imperium. Good choices. Great
Dwellings.
choices. There you go.
And
Um,
mine, just
yours?
last. So
Short list.
I I have a lot of games on my phone, but the problem with most of these games is that it's very difficult for me
You bought that?
to control them. Yes, I have a
Monster Hunter
Monster Hunter.
Stories.
Yes, but it's challenging and it's not that great.
Good.
But
That's
guess
good.
what? I gave
What?
Woohoo!
myself.
You got if you're gonna play, you gotta
Play
play. You
it
gotta play
right.
that Testament. Play it
There you
right.
go.
Yeah. Look at that.
I
Oh,
have
beautiful. Look at that.
this now. Suddenly, all of my old like console games, the flashback, Superplex, they all got reactivated. Of course, Dead Cells. I can now play better.
Oh, it's so
Oddmar.
fun. Platforming and also
Yeah.
Souls like sarap.
Yes. So this one is like it's not necessarily board game related, but definitely gave me like a new life to a lot of the games that I have here.
Hey, mobile gaming is still gaming, boys and girls.
Yes.
And if
Especially
that's
if
what you
you
got,
want to do
you got no
so.
table. Use your cell phone.
Oh,
Oh, look at the clicks.
oh, oh.
Press it. Press it. Press it.
All right.
There you go.
So there you go. And variable play. Well, some of us from our community, from our channels, are still getting into the new pace of things for 2022. So bear with us. We're going to be slowly getting back into our regular schedules with everyone else going to be on board. But we're asking for a few more. Extend your patience just a little bit more, and we'll be back soon in full power, in full contributions and everything else. But are you gonna have your show on Sunday, Ron?
None yet. I'm still
Not
recovering.
yet.
I'm also
Yukio,
recovering.
not yet too, right?
I
And
have planned already a show, but not no schedule
Saturday.
yet. Yes.
Oh no,
This
Saturday.
Saturday, maybe I could. I'll see.
Cool. And also, I know Javi will be back this Sunday, more or less. I think he will be back now. Okay, and the other shows will be back soon. So if in order for you to find out when we're gonna be on, just follow our page, Variable Play, and we ask that you share it also to other people so that other people can also um live vicariously through other games that like we also do. It's like, oh, they're playing that.
Like
Oh
and
man.
subscribe. Don't
At
forget.
least the fire of gaming, either board gaming, digital gaming, still alive. Philippine
Yep.
Tados are
Yep.
also there painting and also having their RPG. So whatever it is that you're fond of that helps you get through the pandemic, hey, we're also here with you. So we ask that you share to people also that you know and also subscribe. That'll also help us and we really appreciate it. Anything else that we have scheduled on? None yet, right? So there you go. Anything else
Yeah.
that you guys want to add?
I think Larong Atin might actually try to double up in terms of
Wow.
episodes this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, turns out that we can just take a game and pick on it.
Deconstruct it.
Something
Deconstruct
like
the
this.
game.
Because we had fun just like examining the ideas of the upcoming games and the concepts. Go check that episode out. You'll be surprised of how many video game branded games are inbound in 2022. So that was a surprising find. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us. This has been fun as always. We're glad to be back, and I hope you guys are having a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time.
Play
Oh,
more game.
may pahabol. I ended up buying Northgard because of
That's
that
a good
episode.
game. That's a
I
good
agree.
RTS, man.
I agree.
Northgard. I
It's
have
really
all the
nice.
DLCs on Steam, man, and I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah, it's good because there's a board game coming out for Northgard. That's why.
Yes, I heard.
It's like what?
Gotta get ready.
I know. And there's more. Just look it up. Thank you everyone for joining us. Until next time. It's Ron with the Bear.
Bye. Be safe. Play more old games. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.